Alright everyone, hot take, but I think J.J. Abrams hates physics. Like, I never went to school with the guy or anything, but I've enjoyed a lot of his films. The recent Mission Impossibles, Star Treks, Super 8, the guy has practically built a career on spectacle. But every time I think back to his larger films, especially the Star Wars and Star Trek ones, it doesn't feel like he cares about the physics, or maybe more importantly, the continuity of the worlds he's crafting. Like think about Star Wars. In George Lucas's Revenge of the Sith, we have this scene.
Not to worry, we are still flying half a ship.
Anakin is flying half a ship into the atmosphere. You see all this heat on the outside of the ship? That's air friction. Just like the space shuttle re-entering the Earth's atmosphere, the fast-moving air is going to superheat the ship's hull. This scene is George communicating that this is still our reality, and by extension, the rules of physics still apply to some reasonable degree, even if it's just a long time ago and far away. But then we jump to The Force Awakens, where JJ throws in these scenes. Here, Han is jumping to lightspeed out of the hangar bay, and in this scene, Han is jumping in atmosphere to Starkiller Base. Normally, jumping at the speed of light doesn't matter because it's in the vacuum of space. But here, the Falcon should just disintegrate as it slams against the atmosphere of Starkiller Base. Okay, maybe air friction is a little nitpicky. What about literal collisions? In The Last Jedi, Rian Johnson shows a ship slam into another ship at light speed. It's a callback to this line from A New Hope.
Traveling through hyperspace ain't like dusting crops, boy. Without precise calculations, we'd fly right through a star or bounce too close to a supernova and then end your trip real quick, wouldn't we?
Regardless of the actual implications of physics, the scene reinforces that ships at light speed can still hit other objects and explode. But in The Rise of Skywalker, we have, oh boy, light skipping.
How thick do you think that ice wall is?
Poe literally jumps to light speed by flying through a wall of ice, and then keeps jumping in and out of atmosphere as if to double down on how JJ really doesn't care about the established physics of the universe. At this point, some of you are probably saying, Cameron, Star Wars has always been a mess, and ever since the House of Mouse consumed Lucasfilm, Star Wars continuity has meant almost as little to them as fan outcry. And maybe you have a point. But let's consider another franchise where JJ got a lot of creative control. A sci-fi franchise deeply anchored in real-world physics. I'm talking about Star Trek. In the 2009 Star Trek film, a movie I vividly remember going to see as a reward for surviving my IB physics exams, JJ has the entire plot centered around the threat from a futuristic Romulan ship packing red matter. Red matter is a fictional future substance that can generate artificial black holes. In one scene, we see the red matter used to destroy the Vulcan homeworld. I mean, that's the kind of cool high-concept sci-fi we expect from Star Trek, and the scene is a powerful way to set the stakes for the film. Then, about 15 minutes later, Spock reveals that both he and the Romulan ship got dragged into one of those black holes, where they got flung back in time over 100 years. Again, cool, except for one problem. During the climax of the movie, where the villains and the heroes are getting dragged into another red matter black hole, we can't be sure they're in any real danger. Sure, the singularity might crush them, like it did to Vulcan, but it could also just send them back in time like it did to Spock. Or maybe this time it'll just turn into Interstellar, who knows? And this is still ignoring that the original time travel black hole was used to suck up a star, and the star didn't time travel. I could go on, and if you leave me enough comments in the video, I might. But here I want to pause and clarify that I'm not saying we need perfect physics to make good movies. I get and respect that good stories can suspend some aspects of physics or reality and still work well. My issue with these examples is the way inconsistencies, especially in the name of spectacle, can undermine the story. It doesn't matter if you're writing fantasy or sci-fi. When you break or muddle the rules of your own universe, it confuses the audience and makes it hard for us to know whether or not we should actually care about what's going on, because we have no clue if the heroes are in any actual danger. It's a problem that appears in a lot of stories, not just JJ's. And I really want to hear from you. Do you have examples of other films with egregious continuity errors in the name of spectacle? Does it matter as long as you get to see whole Starfleets destroyed? Let me know in the comments, and I'll see you next time.